they go into details about the karma. In fact, very interestingly, they divide them into black and white, and not black, not white, and white. That's the way they interpret these karmas. You see, black karmas are, we know, deliberately done actions, harmful, hurtful. We would deny we do such things. But then it goes on. Though there are some people who are of that nature. You see, they just can't help. They have to tell lies. They have to cause some pressure on others. Against that, there is another kind of people who are little black, little white. They are not continuously only doing actions that are hurtful or wrong. Many of us fall in that category. We are not all so callous and careless that we hurt others. But we don't mind. Just in our suburban trains, pushing is allowed. The third kind is occasionally good actions, trying to work in the direction. The best are those who don't cause hurt at all. At the same time, it may happen that they don't try to please too much. You see, when you go to please someone, some hurt comes. Someone gets jealous. Someone believes that the person you are helping is not the right kind. Various considerations. So the effort in yoga, no doubt the ideal, but at least the next best to cause less hurt. You see, in our day-to-day life, occasions are there. We are in a hurry and we just brush aside the others. But we learn not to express our feelings, be peaceful, quiet, relaxed. A good smile on the face can be a good way of coming out of the difficulty. So we talk of these 4 kinds of karmas.
Well, so we are talking about karma, actions. And actions have to be done. Inaction is wrong. In inaction also there is an action. If you are aware. Like I am not actually doing anything, but I am doing an action of being aware of myself. So that becomes also an action. I am doing an action in inaction. And it is mentioned very clearly that you may think you are not doing any action, but actions are going on in our system. Every part of our body is doing its action in any case. Heart is doing its job, circulation is happening. The moment that stops, we will be gone. Respiration is doing its job. So even in this inaction, there is an action. So the point is, main formula is action. Now, there are these 4 types of actions which are mentioned in literature, in Yoga Sutra. One is bad action, another is good action, third is good and bad, both type, because this happens. And fourth, what is what? Huh? Sometimes good and sometimes bad, and sometimes only bad. Okay, just count. Only bad, only good. Sometimes good and sometimes bad. Occasionally good and occasionally bad. Good and bad, both type. More bad and less good and less bad. I mean, that way we may put it across. Nikhil, क्या है? 4 types of actions. Actions done with a balance, totally neutral, which you will not label as good or bad, but an action. Exactly. So now, what Dr. Jayadeva was trying to tell you is, don't go too much, do too much action which is to favor something, or don't do too much of action to run away from something. That too much is always creating problem, because the moment we do too much, ज़्यादा कुछ करने जाते हैं, तो कहीं न कहीं somewhere we are not doing anything and we are hurting somewhere. You are helping somebody too much, somewhere you are hurting so many others. So this understanding has to come in me. That's why that Kabir says, "Okay, Baba, I am standing in the market and I have no animosity with anybody, but no friendship also with anybody. I am neither a friend nor an enemy. And I am in the market where all people are there around me." Now, this state, Kabira, Khada Bazaar mein, मांगे सबकी karen, everybody should be happy, everybody should be blissful, everybody should get what he wants. That prayer is there in our mind. Then think good about every, but nothing so special about one, and so on. This state, not excessive good, but a neutral action. So finally, among all these actions, we have to first come to Shukla actions, Shukla karmas, which are supposed to be the good actions. And then from good, we can come to this neutral actions. So, first effort is to see that the bad karmas are taken care of. Bad karmas, which include what? We are purposely cheating somebody, putting somebody down, hurting somebody, and intention of hurting somebody, and all this would be bad action. I very often feel that in the family also, there are actions which very often we do, because that family member doesn't listen to you at all, and is behaving very differently than what he is supposed to behave. So very often that feeling comes. Let him learn a lesson. Acha hua, good that he is suffering. That feeling comes. Your own family member, your own child, yet that feeling comes. Acha hua, suffer kar raha hai abhi. Acha hua, good. That you take joy when somebody is suffering in life. These are all bad actions. Another action which commonly we do they are partially good and partially bad, because you try to help somebody and here you are harming somebody else. You are taking side excessively of one person and somewhere you are harming other person. This is a very, very common actions which everybody does. And in the morning I was trying to give the example of a wife being harassed by mother-in-law, and wife every day complaining to her husband that he should do something about it. And one day husband then shouts at his mother, means her mother-in-law, that you are not supposed to talk loudly to my wife, and मेरी औरत से ऐसा बात नहीं करना कभी भी, माँ है मगर control में रहो. And the way in which he spoke in front of everybody, that it really hurt her very badly. But the wife was very happy that husband has shown his strength, and now that mother-in-law would learn a lesson not to open her mouth. But it doesn't happen like that. Everybody is behaving according to their nature, according to their habits. वो होता नहीं. But here what actions he has done is, bad and very bad actions. Trying to please one person, his wife, but at the end of hurting somebody else. So such actions we go on doing. Now he is supposed to understand that whenever you open your mouth, you must know that you are not doing anything excessive, number one, and truths or facts come before ahimsa. That is, no, first ahimsa and then the truth. So that we have to see that even if we do our actions, ahimsa is kept in mind. We are not supposed to hurt others. So these bad actions should not be done at all. So speak sweetly, take mother away, go nicely, talk to him, have food with her, have some discussions with her, request her to do certain things and not use certain words, and so on, so on. Go on trying, but not directly hurting. So somehow, all this is possible only when we don't react. All this is possible only when we are not disturbed ourselves. So the rule is that whenever you do your actions, you do your action when you are yourself level-headed and balanced. So these actions have to be reflected. Whole day, how did I spend my time? What did I talk? What did I do? My whole day's reflection I should have. And then if at all I have done anything excessively, I should decide what would I do next time to manage my whole thing. Now tell me, all this is possible, or is it happening, or what is it? Any question?